Good evening and welcome to some live crafting on a Friday evening. I don't normally do a live on Friday, but I've been using our stamp set of the week, Two Tone Flora, and I decided I really wanted to do a one sheet wonder, which I haven't done for a long time, and it's the perfect stamp set to use for this. So, welcome. My name's Jenny McCormack. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I'm based in the market town of Brackley in Northamptonshire in the UK. Good evening to you. If you are watching live, then good evening and welcome, depending on where you are in the world when you join us. If you're watching on catch up or replay, then thank you for supporting me and watching my videos, even if you are doing them on fast forward, whether it's ×2 or ×10. I appreciate your support for my business. If you have any comments or queries, don't hesitate to pop them in the comments section. And if you have any questions regarding the products that I've used or how I've used them or anything else that I have created that you've seen, then don't hesitate to pop those in the comments section as well, whether you're live or watching on a replay version. So let me quickly show you the cards that we've made this week, and then I'm going to do a stamped one sheet wonder. Hi Scylla, you obviously got back safe and sound. We had a great coffee and card this afternoon in Brackley. It was a little bit busy. There were 11 ladies plus myself, and so there was a fair bit of patience required while waiting for stamps and inks and everything, but it went really well, and I absolutely loved the results of everybody's cards. So thanks to everybody who came along today, and we are back in Toaster on Monday, and we are in Brackley on Tuesday. Right, let me quickly show you the cards we've made this week, and then we'll get on to our stamping session. So Two Tone Flora is our stamp set of the week. It also has coordinating papers, coordinating dies, and it has a coordinating stamp set that has sentiments and matching dies that go with it. So I'll just quickly flick through these. So these were our coffee and card designs for what went through last week, so last Friday, and then this week at coffee and card. So just some simple note cards. There's that one there in landscape form, this one here in portrait, and then we have this one here, so slightly larger version, and this is all just sweet sorbet, so just a single colour, stamping the two layers and the little flowers, and then obviously a different colour, pear pizzazz in this case, for the leaves. Then we had this one on Wednesday, Tuesday. So this has got an embossed background. I'm not sure how much of that you can see, or hopefully you can see that. Hi Moretta. And I stamped and die cut the flowers and the leaves for that particular one. And then this one we did Wednesday, and this was using the large die that comes with the dies that cut out the flowers. So this is part of the die set, so it's basically the size of a base card, a quarter of an A4 sheet of paper. And then this one I put two together, so cut out some black and put it onto the white. And then on this one I stenciled through using blending brushes. Great to have you join us, Moretta. Hope you've had a good week and fully recovered from your bout of COVID earlier. That's been mounted onto a black background, And then there's actually another card that goes with that, which is the one that was underneath the stencil. So it's only very light because I didn't press very hard, but hopefully you can just see an element of that. That would look quite nice on the inside of the card, but I think what I'm going to do is cut another layer and do some deeper stenciling to get that as a full card base. And then yesterday we did this one, which was using the papers as the inspiration, and I used the matching dies to cut out those little tags and stamp them to coordinate with the colours. So I used Orchid, Oasis and Calypso Coral. These are the colours in the papers, and I used Calypso Coral ribbon and paper for the tag. So that's what we've done so far, but this stamp set definitely calls for a one sheet wonder. Hi Yuta. Hi to you, Dee. So I'm going to pop this piece of paper, not very big is it? I think I'll be alright, I'll just move it around as I need to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp on this A4 sheet. I'm going to stamp in a cross format, and I'm going to sort of start going across here and then top and bottom, and then I'm going to cut it up into 4 pieces. Hi Zana, I hope you're well. So this is the stamp set, and I'm going to use a variety of stamps. Let me show you the colours that I've chosen. They might look better here, I don't know. So I've got Orchid, Oasis, Fresh Freesia, Melon Mambo and Gorgeous Grape. Those are my colours. Looks quite blue, but that one is actually a nice purple. Let me bring the ink pads out. So these are the colours that I've chosen. So Orchid, Oasis, Fresh Freesia, Melon Mambo, Gorgeous Grape, and Granny Apple Green for some leaves. Oh, bless you, Moretta. There's no peace for the wicked, is there? Okay, let's get cracking. So I've cut these panels because my idea is that when I cut these up, I'm going to mount one onto each of the colours, just to save me some time when it comes to the mounting, assuming it looks okay, that is. Right, so I'm going to start, as I tend to when I'm doing a one sheet wonder, with the largest flowers first, and just going to mount these up, and I haven't really decided which colour I'm going to do. Let's start with Melon Mambo, I think. Why not? So I'm just going to pop that there. Hopefully you can see the my desk okay, and I'm just going to grab a piece of grid paper to keep on the side for when I stamp off. Okay, like so. So I'm going to start with my detailed stamp here, and let's just go for it. Just such a pretty stamp. So I'm going to do 3 here. 1, 2 and 3. Like that. And then I'm going to just do a group of 2. Like that, and then 2 here, but in a slightly different format. So I hope that everybody's had a good week. The week has gone so fast this week. I know I've been particularly busy with getting my class in a box ready and preparing for classes and coffee and card, but it just seems to have gone particularly quickly this week. Right, it's going to have 2 on this one, like so. Okay, so that's my basis. There's my sort of cross formation, and then I'm going to use this one here, and I'm going to stamp it off to get a lighter version. Okay, I need to take my glasses off, which I've done, and so it's going to line this up like so. Oh, so you're just crafting along, excellent. No, I hadn't done a one sheet wonder, and when I was looking at this stamp set I thought this just cries out, and I'd seen a couple that various demonstrators and people had done, and they were absolutely stunning. So what, let us know what stamp set you're using, Yuta. I don't know if it's the same one or a different one. There we go. So sorry my hand is in the way. I nearly inked up my phone then by mistake. Oh, okay, so Irresistible Blooms, good choice. Very good choice. Okay. Okay. So what I like to do is start with the larger one and then spread those out and then just start joining them up in between. Okay, and obviously you could do these in each set of flowers in different colours if you wanted to, but I just want the overall effect. It's just so pretty. They're almost peony-like, these ones. Okay, let's move this down. Okay, so there's my initial layer of flowers. Hopefully you can see those. Look much better in the flesh than they do on camera. Okay, so now I'm going to go down to the next size. So we've got this one that I call the Frown, which I'm going to do some of. Get the right one, and that one there. Put these other ones back for the time being. Okay, so exactly the same, and this one here, and I just want to get them in the same sort of position, like that. They are detailed for photopolymer. Right, so what colour should we have with that? I think Orchid Oasis for that one. So I'm going to do, oops, I'm going to drop it in the ink pad first. Ooh. So I'm just going to fill in some gaps in between with this, and remember that the size of this stamp is not far off the finished size, but there may be a little bit of outside edge, so you don't want to get too close or you'll find there you know, overlapping too much. Okay, so let's put one in here, and maybe one in here, like so. Okay, let's cover this one up. So I hope, as I say, you've had a good week, everybody. It's the weekend, and for us here in the UK, of course, the clocks change. So they spring forward. So we lose an hour. That's the bad news. So I'm just looking for my chamois to clean my stamp with. I'm packed for coffee and cards, so half of my stuff is in my bags ready. Okay, so let's take this one, and then I'm just going to line up the frown, as I call it. I wish it was a smile, because it would be much nicer if it was a smile, but there we go. This reminds me, I'm sure, of a tea service my grandmother used to have. Okay, so just snapping off in between each one. It's quite easy to forget that when you're doing a whole set of them, so there we go. Okay, let's go to the next one down. I'm going to add some, actually what I might do is add some of this larger leaf first, and then I can use the smaller one to go in to fill in any gaps. So my recommendation personally, if I'm doing a one sheet wonder or something equivalent to this, is go from large to small. So the largest stamp first, and then work down, because the smaller ones you can add in anywhere, but if you haven't left any space for your foliage, for example, and we don't really want to be masking at this point. The whole idea of a stamp one sheet wonder is exactly that, that you just, whoops, drop your hand in it, you just crack on stamping. So I'm not worrying that I've got a hole in the centre here, because I'm going to fill that in, and you can use obviously dots and things as well to go with that. Like that. And then you can try and envisage, this is going to be one corner, this is another, here's another, and here's another, and you can use, for example, a piece of vellum and draw it into quarters and then place it on top as a guideline for the sort of finished type of design. I think I might put, although this is probably going to be trimmed off, I'm just going to put one on the edge here, like that. And maybe coming in that way. Okay. Okay, sorry, I'm moving this around quite a lot. Okay, right, I think that will do for the moment. Now I'm going to go smaller, and let's see. So we've still got quite a few flowers to play with. We've got these, no, use those. We've got those, and those. So I'm going to do this one next. This is the one, as I call it, with the dots in the centre, which are these ones here. So I've got fresh Freesia that I haven't used, and gorgeous Grape. So I think I'm going to do fresh Freesia. And then the darker one for the smallest one. Okay, let's put that there for the minute. So let's just see. Okay, so just going to tuck this in. A few places. So like that. Sorry, I've got the feeling it's sort of moving off the page a little, out of the screen I mean. Right, how does that look? And Nikki's just joined us. Hi to you, Nikki. Pop that one in there. And I'm going to keep that for a smaller one. Okay, now I'm going to put this one up here. And that's because I got a little bit of ink where I didn't want it, so I just covered it up with that little bit there. Right, so now I've got the layer that I'm stamping off, and I'm going to work out which way around I stamped all of these now. Looks like it. So in this particular one there's 5 little dots, and there's 3 that are closer together. And I know I've got those on the left hand side, so I haven't turned these round as much as I normally would, only because I know that I'm stamping over them, so I don't want to spend all evening trying to line them up. Let me show you what I've got so far. Okay, so let's just do these ones here. So hi Brenda, who's joined us. And these ones. Doesn't help I've got a dirty mark on my stamp where the sticker went that said stamp off. Okay, now I'm actually not going to stamp this one off again, I'm just going to use it. Oh, it's really light, isn't it? So perhaps I do need to. There we go. Right, last few, and then I'm going to add some more leaves and then the tiny little stamps. There we go. Right, just going to see what that looks like on the screen. Oh yes, when you put your glasses on and you can see the screen, it looks much better. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of that green onto here. Oh, jolly good, Brenda. Excellent. So the videos will go up over the weekend. I'm hoping most people's boxes will have arrived that want them for the weekend anyway. Okay, so I'm just going to add in a little bit here and here to bring those in together, otherwise they look a bit lost. There we are. Okay, now I am leaving white space for our sentiment, but you could easily go around this edge if you want to. So I might do that on 1 or 2. Let's add, I think actually what I'm going to do is dig out the little flowers, and I've got these tiny little ones as well, so they're perfect, and then some other leaves, and I'll do that in a different green. So this is the set of 4 small flowers. Let me show you the picture. These are here. So you've got these ones on their own, and these are the centres, but you can use them obviously on their own anyway. So let's pop some of these in, and let's try them in gorgeous grape. So now I know I've got space, and I know I've got little dots and things that I can add in, so all I'm doing is looking for the larger gaps. So, hi Monica. Good evening to you. Right, let's pop some in here. And when you stamp the outside to these flowers, there is a right and a wrong way. So they're not quite evenly spaced, they're not symmetrical. So you just need to work out. I'm going to leave that for some of the other ones, pop some in here. Connect these together, and here. That will do. I can always come back and add a few more in if I want to. Put that there. Now I just need to decide if I'm going to use I think I actually might use Freesia with this. Let's see. So I've got one stamped here. Yeah, I'm still going to stamp it off though, I've decided. Okay, so I'm going to whip round with these. And they're quite easy once you've got the spacing of which way round they go. And as long as you haven't turned, whoops, I forgot to stamp that one off. Too much. How are you getting on, Yuta? So Yuta is crafting along. She's using Irresistible Blooms, which is the stamp set from our online exclusive. So you won't see it in the catalogue, but it is available online. It had gone out of stock, but I knew we were waiting for some more. I haven't checked the stock this evening, I have to say. Okay. Right, getting there. That is certainly bright, isn't it? Right, let me see, have we got all of those? Yes, we have. Okay, so now I've got this tiny little stamp and I've got some more leaves. Ah, good point, yes, not too busy, and Poppy Parade is quite hard because it's such a sort of vibrant red, but I'm sure it would look lovely. So I've got some more leaves, and I've got this cute little set of flowers. So I think I might use full strength Melon Mambo for those. And they're the tiniest little flowers you can imagine. But I figure they are perfect for this purpose. I'll stamp some and then lift up the screen so you can see it better. I don't know if you can see them. They're like tiny little tulips. Right, let's pop some in here. And here. So I'm just basically filling in any little gaps. Right, how's the time doing? Oh yes, not too bad. Okay, going to speed up a little because otherwise it gets a little bit monotonous for you. There we go. I think I've got most of my little gaps covered. Right, okay, let me lift that up so you can see that closer up. And then I am going to add my other leaves. So I've got the little set of 2 leaves, and I think what I might do is, rather than change colour, I will use Granny Apple Green, but I'll stamp it off in between. So it'll be just a few fainter leaves. Yeah. Have some coming in from the edge. There we go. Nearly done. Okay. That's it. And the very last thing I'm going to add are a few dots. So we had some dots today that we used. So if I can grab those. So we've got these little ones from Oceanfront. That's what we were using today. And I'm just going to switch that out and do that in Sahara sand, just a very, very light sandy colour. Right. Let's turn that over because it's getting a bit inky. And this definitely is busier than my normal One Sheet Wonder, but it's it looks quite different when you've cut it up. She says. So I'm just stamping this off, and again just doing a little bit of infill. It just softens everything slightly, and you can sort of overlap areas. And it almost gives a little bit of movement. Okay, right, that's enough stamping until I add sentiments. Right, let me move these out of the way. For a moment, grab my trimmer, and what I'm going to do is score this down the centre line, so that would be 10.5 centimetres, like so, and then score this in half, unless I've got a really obvious place. Okay, so I've got one here, one here, and I'll do the same with this, and then I'm going to trim it down by adjusting each of the panels. Sorry if that's reflecting, let's just move that to one side. Move these out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. So at this point you can decide which way you want your panel to go. So this would work this way, this way. I think it would work. That looks a bit unbalanced to me. That would definitely work with a slim sentiment coming down, I think. This one I think looks nice balanced there, and so at this point you can decide where you're going to cut. So if you have a bit that you're not happy with, then you can choose to cut that bit out, because we're going to take 1 centimetre off this in total, because I want a panel behind it. So you could decide whether to cut across here, cut 0.5 centimetre all the way around, entirely up to you, but I think that works that way. And then this one, I feel this is sort of stuck out on its own, so I might go back in and add some of these flowers or something in there. And then this one, so this one I haven't left much space, my sentiment, so what I might need to do is pop a sentiment onto a die cut, but I think this looks really nice as it is, and maybe trim off this, the top element. So let's start with this one. So I think, so this needs to be 9.5 centimetres because I'm taking a centimetre off. Just seeing if that would be better. And what you can do is use the back of a card. See, I like all of that blue on there, and if I cut it off it doesn't look as good, so I'm definitely going to cut that end. So 9.5, or if you prefer just measure 1 centimetre along there if that's easier. And I'm going to keep these pieces because I might put those inside of my card. And now I'm going to decide which side I'm going to cut off, and again use a piece of card and think, is that still balanced if I cut that side off, or is it better balanced if I cut that side? So if I cut that side off, this feels really unbalanced now, so I'm going to cut a bit from there. And this again is going to be 1 centimetre off. Okay, so that's going to be one panel. I'm just going to repeat that with these. Okay, what I should have done was photographed it before I chopped it up, but I will photograph it in a second. So again, I'm going to take that one off on the right hand side and chop the top of this one, because I haven't got much going on in that top corner. Hi Scott, I hope you're well. Thanks for joining us. So a stamp one sheet wonder, haven't done one for ages, and I have to use this Two Tone Flora set. And I think I'm going to do the same, cut the piece at the top, because I like this element here, and if I cut too much of that off, there's hardly any blue, and I do like that bit of blue on there, so it's going to be 9.5, like so. And then I'm going to cut, I think I'm going to cut this edge off on the right hand side. Because that will still work. Oh, actually. Oh. So I was going to have this one this way, wasn't I? I think I'm going to cut this piece off, you know. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, and then finally this one. And I've got a fair bit going on this side, so I'm happy to lose a little bit of that. And you don't have to cut it all from one side, so I could take 0.5 centimetre off here and 0.5 centimetre off here. And I'm just using the mark here rather than the calculations on the left hand side. And then I'm going to lose this bit at the bottom, so I could take the whole centimetre off. Yeah. So basically just hi Kat, thanks for joining us, I hope you're well. So here are my panels. Now I'm just going to try and put this back together again. I've got no chance, have I? Oh my goodness. Only because I wanted to photograph it to see what it looked like. Any ideas? Oh yes, that's it. So that will be that on the right. And bear in mind, obviously I've cut some edges off, so it won't fit exactly. That was it on the left. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to photograph that because it's always useful to see and remind you what it looked like beforehand. And I'm sorry I've gone on a bit longer than I would normally. I do apologise. Okay, got that. Right, let's see if I can find you back again. Brilliant. Okay. So let's just layer those up. Now I've chosen 4 different colours of card and some white cards underneath. And I've just picked out the colours. Now we hardly use Gorgeous Grape, so I may not use that one. This is the Gorgeous Grape in this tiny little set of leaves. So which one has got the most? It's that one. That one. That's got more Orchid Oasis actually. Pink. And let's just see if that works. Just so I've got one of each really. They do look quite different when you mount them up differently. So now I'm just going to add sentiments. So this one I decided, I think, yeah, it's going to go this way. And I've got the perfect sentiment for that, as you know, from Flowers of Friendship. And it's this one, Life is Better with Friends Like You, will fit in there perfectly. And I'm going to use Orchid Oasis because this is the colour of my layer behind. So let's just quickly do that. Pop that onto a block. Hopefully it's fairly straight. I'm going to test it on here first. Like that. Yep. There we go. So that's going to be one card. And then, let's see, we've got this one here, which could go, I think it really needs to go that way. And let's grab, I know what I want for that. It's Charming Sentiments, wishing you the happiest of birthdays. Which is here. Thought for a minute I'd lost it. Did you sort of hear the panic in my voice? Okay. Yep, that working there. And I know I've got on a pale background. It could be on a, I would actually choose a darker background, but I just wanted to do one of each. But I think I'm still going to stamp this in Orchid Oasis because I really need it to stand out. Okay. And then if you've got any areas that are glaringly missing, then you could add more detail in if you wanted to. So add another small flower, or these small flowers, or some dots, or the little, those tiny little flowers. So if I felt this was missing some on here, I could add some. Or if you find you've got a smudge or something, let's put some in here maybe. I'm not worried it's going onto that card underneath because it's going to be hidden. There we go. Less is more. Okay, how's Utah doing? Right, let's stick this one down while I'm here. So as I say, I don't normally come online on a Friday. Normally my Friday is when I get home after coffee and card. That's it on a Friday. That's the one night I usually have off. Not always, but usually. Right, let's pop this on here while I'm there. And obviously you can add bling to these if you wish, and I'm going to use some of those offcuts on the inside of the cards as well. So these are just going onto white base cards. Okay, so there's our first completed card. Let's just see what I've got that will go inside. So this actually is the piece from there, funnily enough. So I'm going to pop that inside. And that was a bit of a miracle because I didn't know that's what I picked up. So that's a continuity for you, isn't it? You can either put it all the way to the bottom, or you can have just a little margin. It's entirely up to you. And then you could stamp happy birthday on the inside. So there's that one. And then I've got this one here, life is better with friends like you. Let's pop that onto a card. Way out of comfort zone, colour wise. Bless you. There, this is quite bright for me. Hi Vivian. I'm hoping you're going to message me to tell me you've got your class in the box too, with any luck. And do let me know if you're joining us on Sunday. I do need to send an email out. So there's that one. And I feel I want some of those little flowers on there as well. So when you've got to the sort of finished design of the card, just feel free to go in and add anything else that you feel you need. Poppy Parade, Tahitian Tide, Pear Pizzazz, Daffodil Delight. Wow. That is quite a lot of nice bright colours. Just wonder where to put one like that under there. No, I'm not. So let's layer this one up and see if I've got a strip I can put at the bottom of this card. So although it takes a bit longer, obviously, we've made 4 cards in, well, it is 2 hours. It is an hour, I beg your pardon, but I was chatting and talking through everything as I went along. Okay, card number 2, let me just see what I've got that I could put on the inside, if there's anything So we've got all of these pieces that we've cut off, so I could use that, that looks quite nice, or I could use that one at the bottom. Undecided. Okay, I'll come back to that inside if I need to, but that's card number 2. And then, let's see, we've got this one here, which I might find a small sentiment for. I did think I might need to put something on there, but one thing I do like doing with a one sheet wonder is keeping it all to one layer with a card behind. It keeps the cost down for postage, and I just think it's really effective. Oh, jolly good, Vivian. Great to hear. I don't know whether Kate is joining us or not. Right, small sentiment for that. I'm thinking maybe. Oh, what did I just have in mind then? It went through. It went through. Yes, I know. I need to put my glasses on to find my stamp set there. So I'm thinking Shaded Summer has got these cute little stamps. So hello you, thank you, and a nice happy birthday. Let me see if the happy birthday will fit. Yes, it looks a bit lost. Let's see, it might need to be something a bit bigger. Some friendships are just meant to be. I like that sentiment. Because some people you do just click with, don't you? Might be good if it was straight. Okay. Try that in Melon Mambo. If it doesn't work, I can always add a sentiment on a tag or something. Yeah, it's not dark enough for that. So, I'm actually going to use an espresso. Or I could use Gorgeous Grape. There we go. Let's try this. So when I post a photograph of this, I will add the picture of the Stamp One Sheet Wonder effectively as it has been cut, but you'll see how it went together to start with. So I'm just going to pop this in there. There we go. Some friendships are just meant to be. Onto a white card. And I've cut some of these this way to make it, you know, to make it feel different as well. So a scribble of glue up to but not right at the edge, and no height of glue. Let's not put my fingers in or drop my card onto an open ink pad. How many times have we done that between us? Okay, that's that one. And what have I got to put in the bottom of there? So I've got this one here, which funny enough came from the top. or I could just put in a piece down the side. Yeah, that feels right for this one. There we go. So make use of the pieces you've off-cut. You could, of course, start with a smaller piece of card and not cut it down. You know, just cut it straight into quarters. So take 2 centimetres off all the way around. There we go. Card number 3. And finally this one, and I might use the happiest of birthdays again. And then I want something slightly deeper. So the other happy birthday might work. Still feels a bit too small, so I'm going to go with the friendships one, this one here. Oh, I just thought I put a blob of ink on and it was a little bit of fluff. Whew. Right, and I'm going to use Melon Mambo for that one. Oh, no I'm not. Yeah, the matte choice does make a difference. It wouldn't necessarily be what I would choose for that one, but I just wanted you to see how different it does look with a different matte on. Okay, so I know this is straight to the block. I know it's not straight on the stamp, if that makes any sense. Let's move that out of the way. There we go. So and we're done. So thank you for taking your time out of a Friday evening. I really do appreciate it. Go. And then, funnily enough, I've got one cut that way, and I really didn't intend that. I just thought I'll cut one each way, and then I've got some different styles, and it just so happened that's the way they went. So I've got 1 vertical and 3 horizontal. Ah, okay, yes, so Moretta starts with it trimmed down to size, and then she scores her cross on the card to give her an idea of where that line is going to go. Great idea. So yeah, I'm pleased with the colour palette. So it was Gorgeous Grape, Melon Mambo, Fresh Freesia, and Orchid Oasis. That's my colour palette there. And then I use Granny Apple Green as my leaves, and I stamp them off for the lighter ones. And I think here I can put a little strip on the right hand side. What have I got most of? Oh, I've got a bit of everything. Let's do it that way. So glue along most of it, and then I'll trim it off. I always do that rather than cut it to size. You can guarantee when you do that it cuts too small or something. So I'm just going to have this little way in from the edge. And then I can stamp sentiments on the inside when I've finished, and also add a little bit of bling. I need to find some scissors. I'm laughing because I haven't got my glasses on, so I don't really have much chance of finding my scissors in the dark behind my chair. Right, let's take that out of the way. It's got glue on, and there we go, our finished set of cards. Now I think these, as always with a one sheet wonder, this makes a great set of cards to give to somebody. So what you can do is stamp the envelopes to match, and then just put them together, and you could just wrap them up with ribbon, or you could put them into a cellophane bag, or you could put them into one of our boxes. So we sell these empty stamp cases, and they make great boxes for cards. And that would take 4 or 5 cards and envelopes, and you could put a message on the front, or you could tuck one of the cards in the front, and it makes a really nice gift. So thank you. I will add a little bit of bling, but you don't need to wait and watch me do that. I'll probably just put a few plain gems on there, but I hope you like the design. Do give them a go. One sheet wonders are great for trying out new stamp sets, using existing stamp sets, giving them a different lease of life. And you can do the same thing, just change the colours, and any of these would work for any occasion as well. So a wedding card, a birthday, a thinking of you, a thank you, you know, anything. But what I would recommend is start with the largest flower or image first. It doesn't have to be flowers, it could be the vintage tools, for example, from the men's tool set. Start with the largest one first, work down and down till you get to the smallest one, and then use that to fill in. So thank you so much. I'm off to have a cold drink. Let's put that on there because I haven't scored those completely. So thank you for joining me. Do let me know which one you like the best. I don't think there's much in it really, of course, because they're all formed around the same basis. But I do hope you like them, and I will be back Monday morning at 10 AM. I've got card class online on Sunday afternoon, and then I have an in-person card class on Tuesday afternoon and coffee and card on Tuesday morning. So next week will be a busy week. Yuta, if you want to, when you've finished your cards, pop them under this post or on a second post when I post my photographs, then please feel free on my Jemini Crafts page. And thank you. Have a great weekend, everybody. Look after yourself, look after your loved ones, stay safe. The weather here is a bit variable this weekend, so wherever you are, do take care, and I look forward to crafting with you again really soon. Thank you so much. Bye for now.